What you are about to witness will contain violence, disturbing imagery, adult themes, and may leave you doubting who you thought you were. Proceed at your own risk.
Step 1. Conjuration. Gather your power. Step 2. Divination. Locate your source. Step 3. Convocation. Fold space and bring the source.
I gave you what you asked of me.
You gave me nothing in return! And I waited!
I waited. I waited. Do not mistake this for punishment. This is an equal trade. Now look around you at what you have made.
Call on me again. Never forget the past.
Life doesn't always give us what we deserve, it gives us what we need.
As our existence wanes and dies, legends remain.
We are the Kingmakers, the sentinels of the future.
Many who claim they've lived their lives in beauty.
What does it mean to be good or be evil?
And that's a crossroads. Be who they want you to be, or be who you're born to be.
Legendary makers steal, sell.
Everything comes at a cost.
Don't forget the river.
Where are they?
All of them. People from over
Everyone.
there. People from over there.
No.
People from.
No. Just those I know. Those from this side.
All of them.
1 second. From everyone.
It's not yours to
That's
take.
126.8 years. That should be enough. It will be. Draw the power. The first thread. Love. I see him. I feel it. I weave. The power of time. Taken from them all.
Just a moment.
They won't miss it.
They won't know.
Weave it in.
Use the new power. The dread.
No. Not this time.
What if it doesn't work?
It will.
What if we need dread? Defeat them.
Don't think of them. Don't say the names.
They are listening. Watching.
1 second from everyone.
Concentrate there, fear.
This is too much.
You can't very well before.
Yes. No. Does it matter? When is before? When is next? Is this even now? So many voices. So many moments stolen. Borrowed. Given.
We have to do this.
Keep them alive.
Concentrate alive.
Keep everyone alive.
Steal a moment so they can feel alive.
Steal a moment so they can live alive.
Concentrate no fear.
A trickle. A river. Don't forget the river. That lake. No. Grasp it. Now let the spell flow outwards. You've done the work. Let it run. 1 second from everyone. 126 years. They are mine. Hold them. 15 minutes here. Done. Now summon the time from yourself. Use that energy to drive the world backwards up and reverse the flow. Hold it. There. Is it done? They know.
Where have you been? Why did you leave me? Why didn't you come? I needed you. I can't do this. I need you. But where have you been?
Everyone listen to me. I have little time to explain. Up ahead is a homunculus of Titus. We're not out of the woods yet.
Yes, Titus, are you okay?
Yeah, I've seen worse, I've seen better. Was this odd for anyone else?
Erfil, what did you do?
I did something. I turned back time for everyone. But something went wrong. One small piece of the puzzle is missing. And I'm confused.
You turned back time for everyone?
Yes, Titus. Do you remember?
Yeah. I do.
Do you know why or how?
No. Until this moment I didn't know it was you, but I figured if anyone knew it would be you. So.
I am sorry if that caused you confusion, that you thought you were back.
I'm sorry. What? You turned back time?
For everyone?
Yes.
All of it?
Yes. At least my understanding of it for us here.
Well, there must have been a good reason. Could you tell us?
Well, yes. Everybody was about to die.
Really? Go on then. Spare no detail.
Well, some spells were cast. Astrea, during the fight, attempted to clone herself, create duplicates, but instead duplicated the creature, and we became quickly overwhelmed. Leah, you attempted to move everybody to safety, but you simply moved some of the creatures and yourself and myself, leaving the others behind. We struggled, they struggled. I do not think that we would have been successful.
And it was worth the risk, was it?
Time is much easier to handle than necromancy and souls. Why did the homunculus have a soul, Titus?
Because it's part of me. I don't know what they do in that cave, but some sort of alchemy that takes my life force, my blood. I transferred over to those beasts. That's my guess.
Then
anyways.
every time we kill one of these things, we are shaving off a piece of your soul.
Something like that.
Perhaps in time you can learn to control them.
Is a soul a finite resource, though? Can you not? Is it not something you can nurture? Grow?
Like a flame?
Or a plant? I don't believe it's just something that you can just lose. Something that can be chipped away at.
Is water not a finite resource? Can't water go away?
Well, is a soul like water, or is a soul like a plant? Something living, alive? I wonder.
Either way, I suggest it is rather like a fingerprint. Unique.
We must leave this wood.
I agree.
Yes. The original route we were taking was to try and find Titus, if this is the real Titus.
I hope it's the real Titus.
If it's the only Titus in here.
How can we be sure it's Titus?
It's difficult to say. I would suggest, perhaps, we leave the Dreadwoods and then conduct our experiments then. In here, I don't quite trust anything, my own magic or its magic.
Do you reckon that anything we take out of these woods back outside would remain with us?
It's hard to say. But then how will we know if we've ever really left?
Don't speak in riddles, mage.
Well, I am
don't have time for
struggling
it.
to determine whether my spells, while cast in here, are truthful, or whether it's the wood itself. There is a new school of magic that I've been testing, this dread magic. My theory is that the dread magic is, at least within here, true. But how can I really know?
How can you really know you have control over it either? You can't know. It could be controlling you.
Yes.
And look at Razaros.
But what else can we do other than to continue?
Then lead the way. No, in fact, how about we make Titus lead the way? He let us in here in the first place.
I'd say if anybody, Titus is the last person we should follow. I recommend Vega.
You said a piece was missing? Rufir? What do you deduce that is?
Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. If you think I have any more answers to what is going on here than you are sadly mistaken. This, the multiple worlds, the things or people that are coming after us, this new form of magic, it's all brand new to me.
Then you're sure you turned back time and we didn't just sidestep.
Again, I am sure of nothing, but I am pretty sure I left this wood. I used the old magic, not the dread magic, to cast the spell. Hopefully, the dread magic is tied to the World Eater, and our magic is tied to our world. Therefore, I turned back time 15 minutes or so. Although there is still an element that went wrong, though I think it was my own miscalculation. Up until this morning I had courage in boundless volume, but now I feel an odd chill in the air. I'm not sure why.
Rufia, what happened to me in our first attempt?
Not entirely sure. Again, Lear and I were in a separate part of the forest.
You really want to know what happened to you, Razroth?
I looked to Vega. Yes, I don't know why, but I can't feel access to the old magic.
You did something. You lost control. You tried to use whatever is in this forest, this dread magic. You used it in a way that you did not have control over. And you brought forth something that I don't understand and I've never seen before, but you brought forth something that tore the soul from Jude's body. I saw it with my eyes. You killed her, and you didn't care. Titus, you sure you don't remember? Something had happened to us both. I remember pain. I'd been pushed backwards hard. Everything was strange, like a fog was all around us. It was just me and Titus. I could see you all, but you couldn't see us. And then, Razroth, you did something! You called upon whatever the magic is in this place! You did something! And you killed Jude!
I don't remember doing that. I wouldn't do that.
You did. Let's say you wouldn't, because you did. And if Erafir is right, and we have simply gone back in time, and all of you are the same people that I've come to know, to love, then you did that. You will do that. You have done that. I don't know. But you did.
Well, at the risk of wasting more time in this fell forest, I think the best course of action is to leave, get out of here, and then discuss this. Whatever it was you saw, Vega, whatever Razroth, be he real or not, did. Once we're out of here, we can maybe get down to the bottom of it, but until then, I can't trust any of you. And the more time I waste here, the more angry I get, more restless. I look at Razroth. What's his expression?
Confusion. He's looking between Vega and Jude and is confused right now.
I look to Vega. Lead the way.
Okay.
As we follow, I make sure to stand in between Jude and Razroth on our way out of the forest.
Vega, you're gonna lead the way?
Yeah.
How are you doing that? Do you think?
I think I'm gonna try and retrace our magical steps instead of our physical ones. I'm gonna try and, for me, every time...
Fucking smart bitch. Okay, yeah, go ahead. Oh, wow. Very clever.
Every time you cast a spell, you leave a footprint. And I want to try and go back and find the faintest footprints. And trace back our steps to the beginning. Should I roll for this?
Yes, I'm just trying to decide something right now. Brad, you want to roll for me? 1d100, just flat.
Me?
Yeah, or anyone.
5.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Vega, go ahead and roll for me. What do you think this would be?
I'm gonna go with divination. What was the forest shift I had?
10. But you also have the orb if you're going to use that.
20. Yeah, I'll definitely use that. Since it's in the woods.
All right.
65, partial success.
What do you think you would see left over from you?
I think there is something that is hard to explain because it's like the colors that don't exist. A sort of iridescence. There's a shift. It's almost like you're trying to look. You know when something's really hot and it's hazy and you're looking that direction, but every time you look, you can tell who it belongs to because it has a slightly different shift.
Yeah.
And eventually over time you'll get to know a person and understand the colors that are associated with them. But you'll just see that haziness off in the distance.
Okay.
That would indicate magic was cast.
And to clarify, you are following your magical trace, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the beginning.
Yeah,
You
and I
wanna add
believe
any
we cast...
clarification to that?
I believe we cast, or I cast the spell that brought the chains when we were out
is
of the
correct.
forest, right on the edge, and that's what I'm trying to find.
Ah, okay. Ooh, okay. Now, if you'll remember correctly, that chain was a critical failure. You didn't know this in character, but, so I think with a partial, I think it's a little blurry for you. I think you see probably multiple variations and versions of yourselves. And I actually like the idea that you can see what it was 15 minutes ago, like that alternate reality as well, where you can kind of like see everybody's movements, you know, ethereally, probably both you, like this timeline where you guys just arrived and he showed up and said, you know, there's a homunculus up ahead, and then the version where you got separated and were fighting and all that is kind of moving slowly backwards until it leads you maybe to the same spot on the way out, like they converge together. Yes?
I would like to add that pretty much every time Vega casts spells, I'm quietly
assisting,
checking her. No, I'm literally as quietly as possible trying to check out her working, like how this spell is going, but I'm checking her magic against the dread magic.
Okay, how do you mean checking against the dread magic?
When she casts a spell, one theory I have is that only the dread magic actually works in here, and that we're in Matrix Forest. And so when she casts a spell, I want to cast a similar spell. I wait till she casts it. I watch. I understand pretty much how she casts, and I would like to cast the same spell, but I pull from the dread of the forest itself.
Okay.
To see whether I get the same answer, for example, on a divination.
Okay, go ahead and roll then, and you get the plus 22. So you've got an orb and the forest bonus as well.
32.
32 success.
And I pull from the fear that I feel in this forest. I'm very afraid of it.
Okay. Why are you
because
afraid
I'm
of
afraid because I am afraid of that lake.
Right.
And it's the same.
Yes. Okay.
And for me, again, I think if we looked at this forest through the eyes of one of the others, the forest would appear however it appears. But for me, all of the trees are taller and darker and loom over me the whole time I'm in here.
Yeah. There's
and
like no sky, we've described as well. It's just a very strange experience for you. Okay, so because this
but I
is a
use
success,
that fear to empower the spell.
Yeah.
Well, not to empower it, but to verify it.
Okay. Using fear, then in that case, I think you have something similar to like a PTSD experience, to be honest with you, where it's just kind of that fear that you're using for this spell slowly starts bleeding in, and your suspicions are correct. It's not that it doesn't work here, but everything that you know you're pulling from, if you're not using dread magic, you're pulling from somewhere that's too far away, very far away. So it's very difficult for you to be able to do the magic. Whereas if you're pulling from dread, it's right here and available for you to grab and use. And there's something strange about that, I think. And your weird theory, I mean, I don't know how Eurofear will translate this space is, this lake or this matrix space, how he would actually translate that. But your fear is correct. You are somewhere in between.
I think I understand time and space quite well. It might not be in a scientific way, but I think I understand it in a magical way. And I understand that feeling quite well. And I think here, it does feel like we're far away. I feel like we're in a pocket, not necessarily a pocket dimension, but I think we're just not actually on Din. I think
that is correct.
We're either somewhere else, or we're in whatever the void is that the thing or they bring and have created the wound, and the wound is bleeding out to this.
Yes.
So I think that this just confirms that for me.
Roll for me one more time.
Okay, with dread?
No, divination. You too, Vega.
Any shift?
Yes. You can have a 20 shift, the two of you. And anybody else that watches the two of them try to find their way out, what are you all thinking when they cast this spell?
This better not be a trick.
Okay.
I want to understand how they're doing it.
Okay. Raz?
I'm trying to figure out why I feel so comfortable here.
Ooh, okay. And Titus?
I observe them to see if they're behaving as Vega and the Roofier as I know them.
Ah, I see.
Because for all I know, this is an illusion as well.
You think you're stuck still. Got it. Okay.
I think I might not be me still.
Yeah, got it. What does that even mean? Okay, you go ahead and roll. Everybody roll divination then, I think. Shit, okay.
36.
Holy shit.
Partial success.
Okay. All right. So we've got Vega with a partial, Eurofear with a success. We've got Raz with a success, Jude, partial. Titus is the only failure. Everybody else had partial or a success. So we're going to start with the failure. Sorry to phrase it that way. We're going to start with a failed roll. I'm so sorry. Titus,
I didn't know my dad was here. Jeez.
Your question. Phrase it for me again. You said, I want to know if I'm the...
I want to know if I'm still me and if
I'm still me.
these
Okay.
are still my friends.
Ooh, okay.
There's been a lot of strange things happening. Lear is typically methodical and meticulous, and he's overcome with rage. Raz is confused, which isn't a typical characteristic of him.
Uh-huh.
And Rufier's different.
Yeah.
You can almost see the fear in his eyes as he looks around this place, and that is not a familiar sight to me. So I think all these extending variables are the reason for my failure. I'm skeptical, to say the least.
Yeah.
I can't focus properly.
When you think about this, you get the sensation that you are sitting down and that the earth is moving beneath you very quickly. You're probably a little bit nauseous, maybe, unless you want to roll like a body stat for constitution, but you've never felt anything like this before, so I would posit to say that you do feel a little bit nauseous, and the world around you is moving incredibly quickly as well, in your vision. And that's it, and then that's gone. Partials, Lear, Jude. Lear's question was, this better not be a trick. Correct?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to
Yes.
expand on that at all, or?
I am not too sure if the people I'm here with are the people I set out with. The forest has tricked us more than once now. I am watching Vega and Erifir as they lead the way, and I don't know the depths of their ability, but I'm trying to see if at the first sign of trouble or treachery, I'm going to draw my sword. My hand has been resting on my hilt this entire time.
Right.
Same goes really for Titus as well. I can't shake this feeling of disgust. I can't understand it.
Not everyone is the same that you set out with. And that's all I'm going to give you. Jude, what was your question?
I want to understand how they're doing it.
Right. Oh. Partial. They both have an understanding of time and space that you do not. And it's something to do with that. They're using divination, which you're very familiar with. But they're somehow... The way you understand divination is pulling information. It's basically conjuring information from somewhere. They're conjuring this information from somewhere you're unfamiliar with.
Mm-hmm. Curious.
Am I missing anybody? The only other two were successes, right? Vega? You were a
Vegas
partial?
was a-
Yep.
Mhm.
I actually need to go to Razroth first, because the two of you were doing the same thing. Okay. What was your question, Raz, specifically?
Specifically, I'm trying to understand why I feel comfortable here, like an unfamiliar home. Like coming back to a place I haven't been to for a long time.
And you got a 10. Success.
Yes.
10 out of 100 for those listening. So this is very good. A very good roll. I think as you think to yourself, like why do I feel so comfortable here? I think the memory of or a vision maybe even of other you that came through here and helped everybody kind of flashes through your mind. You weren't present for this, so I don't know how you kind of want to interpret this, but it is, you know, another version of you that very clearly is actually, I think everything that they're saying is very distorted and strange and similar to kind of the weird mirroring effect that is in the intro videos and things like that. So it's got this weird distortion to it until they mention that they travel and they have the ability to do that. And they move from place to place.
I think just instinctually run a hand across one of the trees as we walk by.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the two of you, specifically, we're doing what again?
Who? You asked
two.
us to roll.
Yes. Oh, yes. But what were you saying before I made you roll? You said something and I made you roll specifically because of what you said. Do you remember what you said? If not, that's okay.
My theory on where we are. Being a...
He was checking my magic against the dread magic.
That's right. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we got a partial and you got a success, your fear. 36. Okay. I think you both probably realize the information I gave you before, your fear, about, you know, she's pulling from very far away in that pocket and all that is accurate, yes. But I think you're aware that you are being tracked, specifically the two of you using your non-dread magic. So every time she uses something that's not dread in this space, someone is aware of it or someone's is aware of it. And I think that's just random gift because of your role. That's it. Please continue, I'm sorry.
Is it just us tracking us? Or is it someone we wouldn't want?
It's someone you would not want.
The nameless ones?
Yes.
Okay. I would stop everyone then. Halt.
What is it?
Something wrong?
Yes, I think we are going the wrong way. Somewhat. This place, I've had a moment to let it settle on my understandings. The forest is not quite on Din. I think it is part of a greater void, a great lake, empty, frightening, and the dread magic, the world eaters that are threatening ours. They must come from the wound. And if it is a wound, it must bleed. This place is that blood. Perhaps.
Wait, this is wound word.
Not quite. But it's close. It's related. While we're in here, we are vulnerable. And Vega, something is tracking us. It's following us, but it's using our magic to do so. Everything but the dread magic.
if it's like a good thing, tracking us? What if it's not a bad thing?
No, it isn't.
An ally?
I think it is the Nameless Ones. Our enemy.
But we can't use the dread magic that...
Why not? While many can use different forms of magic, nobody has dominion over them. I think that may be the case for the World Eater with the dread magic. I think it's simply a different type from a different place.
There you go again with your esoteric mage speak. What is dread magic now?
There are many different forms of magic. At least that's how it was taught to me, though I'm starting to fear that even that was not true. The way that you were taught, the way that I was taught, the way that I taught Vega, we labeled the many different energies used. Divination to find something or to understand something that was unknowable. Summoning or debt magic. Illusion. Alchemy. Different schools.
Right, yes,
Perhaps.
the 6 schools. What of it?
Well, there is another. Perhaps there are many more. Maybe it's endless. Maybe they're all one. I have only just begun to understand this magic that they are using. That seems to empower this place. I simply called it dread magic in my mind. When I attempted to discover its source, I found myself floating on an endless sea. There was nothing there except for fear, a fear like I have never thought I could feel.
So what?
And yes,
Emotion
I can
magic?
experience fear. No, I don't think so. It is the same magic Raz that you are using, I think. And the other one.
Yes.
I think you have always
Yes.
had access to it.
The other Razros, did he wear red?
How did you know?
As we're walking through the woods here, I had a vision or a memory. He used a crossbow. Yes?
Yes, but I don't understand. How did you know?
I think we, myself and that Razroth and maybe others, have a connection through dread magic, or this wood in particular. I don't know, but I was trying to focus on why I felt so comfortable using dread magic, and that's the epiphany I came to, the vision I saw.
What if the fear that it evokes is just designed to keep us away from it?
Perhaps.
My grip tightens on my
Because
sword.
it would help.
I used the fear rather than cower from it. I found it in my time to be better to face your fears down. If nothing else, you can learn something.
Did you feel in control of yourself?
I'm not sure if I've ever been in control of myself.
No, don't say that. Please don't say that.
Or perhaps I'm the only one who has. Control is a slippery slope. Not sure I have an absolute answer for it.
Well, you're a mage or a poet. Could you try and use some of this control and get us out of here then?
Are you a fool or a king? Why don't you lead us? You have access to a different type of magic, do you not? Something I'm not quite sure I understand. Perhaps there is indeed another school.
Then what bloody good are you then?
I don't
Why are
think
you
of
so
myself
angry,
simply as a
Vega?
tool, Leah.
This whole time you seemed enraged. Not like
What?
yourself.
As I turn to talk to Titus, I do not engage in eye contact with him.
I walk up behind you, and I put a firm hand on your shoulder, Lear.
And I walk
flinch.
behind and take your other arm.
I seize. What?
Your anger is making you unkind.
Wasn't it you that always preached temperance? Come on.
Temperate.
I don't understand.
Is it
Not
yours?
understanding never made you angry before. It just made you curious.
There's a fire in me that's not mine.
It's
And I
not
don't
yours.
know what to do with it.
When I hear
Temperate.
Leah say this, I walk up to Leah. When did it start?
Not long ago, before we slew that thing, and I turned to Titus.
Fire is destructive, but it's also creative. You can create something with this. You can control it. You've done it before.
We should leave, I think. We should get moving before we talk or try and tackle this, but
Should we?
I agree. I'm sorry, and I pull my shoulder away and yank my arm. Until we're out of here, we can't be certain of anything. How are you so
That's-
certain I'm me?
That's why we should fix this right now, because this place, it messes with your head. It's only going to get worse. How are we supposed to find a way out if you're not yourself, if you're not level-headed?
Then help me. How am I to be level-headed? How?
Vega,
Say it.
During that fight, I felt an overwhelming amount of anger, and I've spoken to you about that, but it suddenly halved. Very suddenly, I don't know why or how. And now Leah's saying they feel fire that's not theirs.
And then that anger started when I tried to take the sadness away.
Yes.
Lear, as this dialogue goes on, you begin to feel a bit calmer. As you were discussing, I cast Soul Soother on you. It's not immediate, but it feels like a gentle weight has been lifted.
What does it look
If
like for
it's
us? Sorry. Does it look like anything, Titus, or do you do it incredibly discreetly?
I try to reenact what I did with the homunculus.
Oh, wow.
Put a hand behind my back and
Yeah.
see if I can get into his mind.
Yeah. Okay, so because it's a partial, I'm going to say that the mages notice what you're doing. But that's it. Everybody else probably just is too involved in the conversation.
I give Titus a small nod.
No more spells. Not unless you are using the dread magic. Although, I would like to suggest one experiment before we leave.
What?
Lear, you are able to heal, are you not?
Yes.
And
That was
pull the
something I was
rage.
trained in.
Take it from yourself. Like a poison.
Heal rage.
Why not try?
I think I begin to grind my teeth, but pause. Why not? Why not indeed? Okay, I look towards my wards, Jude and Vega. I think in my eyes there is a slight regret at the theater that I've become. And I think for a second I put my hands to my temples by my crown. I look to Jude, I close my eyes and I take a deep breath. And as I do, I try and take in life energy around me, and as I breathe, I try and intermingle this with myself, the good and the bad, and I try and filter it out as I breathe out. You see my crown, the gem in the center, glow momentarily. And I'm going to attempt to store this rage like I've stored trauma, pain, suffering in my sword. I'm going to try and store this emotion in my crown.
Is this for you to access later?
Or to give,
Okay.
grant, bestow, or curse.
Okay.
Yes, in the same way as I have been using my sword.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead and roll for me. You can have a 20 shift.
Okay. A partial success.
Everybody feels a little bit more tired. Yes.
Checking his work.
Yes. Go ahead and roll to check his work.
My main question, if you want it,
Yeah, I do.
is whether they can track his form of magic.
No.
Okay.
But I think if you recall, because it's been a while, it had something to do with his crown. He's being hidden, correct? Oh, actually, I don't know if you knew that, because you weren't there with everybody else when they discovered that. Yeah. So, no. They can't track for some reason. Okay, so yes, you are able to, so take a deep breath in and breathe out, and suddenly the rage is gone. But you do feel a burning in your forehead underneath where this stone is, where your crown is. But you have successfully stored it in an object. And I think, why don't you go ahead and roll me one more time. Still the 20 shift, I think. Yep.
What skill or property?
Your magic again. Same roll. It's just for something else.
39 success.
You have now unlocked the ability to do this in more than just your sword and your crown. I think you just know that you can do this now. You can take things and store them in things. If you wanted to potentially put a healing item into a rock and then smash the rock, you would, that healing would then be released. You basically can do that. You kind of feel that on the edge of your, mind or fingers or whatever.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I think as I open my eyes and look around, I feel a sight foolish. And I stifle a laugh, or maybe a whimper, depending on who's watching or paying attention. And I look at everyone and I just say I'm so sorry. I'm not so sure what overcame me. I don't know if that'll ever happen again, but rest assured that I'm going to do my level best to try and master it. I'm so sorry.
You don't need to apologize. Yeah.
It's a hard thing to understand and tackle.
No hard feelings.
Now, we should try and get out of here.
Let's...
Erifir.
I will attempt to figure out a way, then. I'm not looking for a direction with this roll.
Okay.
I want to know the way out of here.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay.
I'm gonna do something different.
Uh-huh. I think you already know the way out.
Yeah, but
Okay.
let's double check my own work.
All right.
I'm gonna use the orb as well.
The homunculus orb?
Yes.
Okay.
As a sort of partial focus, because the orb contains memories, does it not?
Yes, it does.
And it has Titus's memories, but it's not just Titus, so it must have the memories of more than
That is correct.
Titus.
It has the memories of the homunculus, sort of. As far as you know.
The homunculus must have some memory of its creator in there somewhere.
Okay.
I guess it depends whether our genes
This
hold
is why I
memories as
hide my
well.
camera, because I have no poker face. Please roll for it. I'm fucking so excited. Is anybody helping or aiding? And Lear, are you trying to find your way out of here as well? So I think
my utter and sheer, not disgust, but shame is probably going to make me want to try and help.
I thought so.
What is Erifir doing right now? Is that something I can assist in? Only Erifir would know.
Do you want only Erifir to know you're helping? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Sorry, he just dropped from the call and it scared me for some weird reason. Okay, is that something you only want Erifir to know?
I mean, it's best not to interfere with Erifir, so it's up to him. Or the player, I suppose.
I think he's doing his own thing at the moment. I just want to know if Lear would attempt to try to find the way now that you are, because he had just said lead.
He did.
Yeah, so I'm just curious. There's no pressure.
I suppose I would, but it wouldn't necessarily be anything to do with his magic.
Right. Okay, so we'll just have you roll separately then.
I would like to be trying something, but it won't be helping.
Yeah, what would you like to be doing?
So the whole time I was trying to find our way out, in front of me was like kaleidoscopic images of the past that we'd had and what we'd just been through to get back to Titus and the homunculus. and I can see it all ahead of me as I'm walking and like trying to track everything. And I'd like to try and feel for any other magical history in this place, but I want it to extend past just this place, like within the dread magic. I just want to like get a feel for.
Okay. Okay, you can roll too. Is anybody else doing anything actually now that we're here?
I mean, I have a bit of a crazy idea
What's
that
your
I think
crazy
is
idea?
also maybe stupid. But it popped
Welcome
into
to
my
life
head and
as a
it won't.
character.
Yeah.
Okay.
See,
then
I
hold
like
up.
got into Titus's head and now I'm doing crazy
And
stupid
now you're
shit.
doing crazy stuff. Okay, hold up then. We're gonna do these three first, and then we'll swap to you three. Okay. So first things first. Oh my God! Oh no! Oh no! Okay. Okay, Lear, you rolled a 39 success. Your fear rolled a 76 partial success, and Vega rolled 66 doubles. Okay.
I haven't
Yes.
rolled yet.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
think
Please
that's
go
Lear's
ahead.
previous roll.
Go ahead and roll
Right.
again for me, Lear. Sorry.
This, no shifts, the same magic I always roll.
You have 20 shift.
43 success.
Okay. Wow. Okay. You're a fear, the apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me again specifically what your question was or what you were doing.
What my question was
Was
is
the way out, right?
how do we get out of here?
Left, right, up, down, sideways.
Yeah, that's not
Forward.
what I'm asking. Yeah,
What are you
Right.
at? How do you get out, right?
yeah, not the way out.
And I need you to
Right.
be more specific
Why?
because you got a partial.
Okay. I'm happy to not have a full answer. I'm happy with left, right, up, down.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm answering what you're actually asking. And I trust the
Right.
PB Brad connection most of the time, but I don't want to fuck it up either.
Yeah. I think I become distracted because I told Vega not to use any sort of magic, and then she immediately used
does, yeah.
divination magic, and I think that fucks my spell up.
Okay. I like that.
I have the orb. The orb floats around me in a kind of ellipse, like it's satellites in that kind of way.
Yeah.
I think around the front of me and then up above my head. And that is spinning around fast,
Yeah.
and then it comes to a dead stop halfway through my spell because she casts her spell.
You know what I also like, because you're specifically using the homunculus orb, and this feels like it would be sort of kind of like a trigger point for the homunculus and Titus, because they were trapped somewhere where they couldn't find the way out. So I think you probably get the intrusive thoughts of this homunculus and Titus just being like, I don't know, how do I get out of here? Because he was stuck in this place for a long time. So that probably starts, crescendoing right as you notice Vega, and then everything just stops. And it kind of fucks up what you were doing. Just for flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. Lear, what are you doing
Yes.
when you cast this? What are you thinking specifically?
So I'm trying to find us a way out of the forest. The way that my magic works, if it still works the way it has always done, or the way I visualized it, is as if it is in some way, shape, or form like the way that rays of light trace and bounce off different objects. The absence of magic is much in the same as useful as the presence of it, much in the way light and dark are. So I think as I close my eyes, I'm going to try and visualize through, you could call it a third eye if you will, but my perception of magic, what the magic of the forest is. Because it's all around us, it's permeating through the wood life, the rocks, the people, and essentially I'm looking for the nexus, the source of the magic of this wood. so that we can go away from that. And in my vision of this, it'll be much in the way of like infrared cameras, you know, like white for hot and black for cold. And I want to move away from that.
Okay. And you succeeded.
I did.
Just barely underneath your skill. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the opportunity to clarify a way out. Are you looking for somewhere specifically that you would like to go?
I am not looking for a path. I don't recognize the path around me. All I know is that, or all I will know, is that over there is outside of the forest. Whether or not it's a safe path,
right?
That's for someone else,
right.
Maybe Titus or someone else who's good at orienteering to find out. All I will know is that that's out.
Okay.
And that is the void.
Okay. It is so hard to do this. So I will just say to you that the void, the thing that you're looking for, the apex, is literally all around you, and so is the way out. So everything would light up for you, and everything would be that void. And I don't know if it ebbs and flows between the two, you know, that white and black, you know, kind of maybe ink flowing back and forth, or if it's something that you take turns trying to figure out, okay, where is this? But it is moving, this apex. It is kind of like a rolling mist, as well as the way out, kind of inverted on top of each other somehow. But they're both ever present.
Kind of strobing.
Yes.
Back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But never grey, never just a fog.
Correct. Okay. Vega, you specifically were looking for any other signs of magic here, right?
Yeah. I've not used dread magic yet, and I don't think I know how to use dread magic. And not only that, but after seeing the way that Razroth used it, I'm afraid of it.
So you're not using dread magic right now, or you are using dread magic right now?
I'm not using dread magic right now. I'm trying to almost use this sense that I've had of the history. I want to know in myself if I feel comfortable using dread magic. So I'm trying to get a sense of what has happened before in this woods, if it's all been terrible things because of the dread magic, or if I should try using it, is my mindset. But what's actually happening is I'm just trying to look to see what has happened in the past, like all the history of this woods, and if it's all been terrible, horrible things, or if there's something here I can grasp.
Ooh, okay, you rolled a 66, which is doubles. Double partial. So I'm gonna take this to mean I think I need you to roll some sort of mental fortitude. Simply because you were looking for everything that's kind of come before, everything that's happened in the past, but there is no past, present, or future here in this space. They all happen together. So I think you're just going to get overloaded seeing a bunch of different shit, a bunch of different people walking through. You'll probably see like 4 or 5 different Razroths running through. Like, you've seen every other variation of what could have happened here today, and also every other being that has ever traversed this space. And I think it's probably just going to overload you, most likely.
Do I have a shift for being in the woods?
Sure. Yeah, I'll give you the 10 shift. But I think that's it. 14 success.
14
how do you how do you steel yourself? How are you okay after all of this?
I have mentally prepared myself. I've just seen Jude have her soul ripped out, and not only that, but I've been walking forward, trying to find our way out, like eyes like tracking absolutely everything that's happened, not blinking, trying to figure out how to process all of it. So I've steeled my mind to what I think I'm going to see.
Okay.
But I don't know I've steeled my mind to process it, but I don't know what I'm gonna see.
Great. So you see all the things that I explained to you, but because this is a 14 success, I'm also going to tell you, you see a version of you that I think will stop you in your tracks, and you focus on this version of you. You're running through here full speed. You're terrified of something. But you still have the scar over your face. But your clothing is different. You're not wearing, you don't have the staff in your hand. You've got a lot of rings on your fingers. And you have, roll me a 1d10. Just for funsies.
6.
Cool. You have 6 random piercings on your face that stand out to you. You can decide what those are.
Okay.
And for a second, you lock eyes with yourself. And then this version of you keeps running.
Wait. What are you running from?
Are you all right? Vega. Stop using magic.
Don't lecture me.
We can use this forest to lose our trackers. They will have seen us enter, they would have felt us use magic, and then all of a sudden we will vanish for them if we don't use anything but the dread magic.
How can you trust it, though? You can't trust it. You don't know where it leads. You don't know what it does to you. You're just going to use the magic you don't even know the source of.
We know the source, I think.
You think? You don't know.
How can anyone know anything?
Exactly.
Experiments.
That's why experiments.
I've been
Not in
conducting
the
them
middle
since we entered.
of a foreign land.
Everything will soon be a foreign land. This world is bleeding. Our world is wounded. We are heading woundward so that we, perhaps only Leah, can staunch the bleeding or stop it. We know nothing.
Why do you think this stops in the forest? Why do you think they wouldn't just track us as soon as we're out of the forest anyway?
They can find us.
Vega,
know
roll.
it.
Vega, roll. And your fear roll as well. You both said something in this dialogue that is on my sheet.
Shit. What do I roll?
You are rolling divination. This is going to be an intrusive thought from your future selves.
With the shift?
Yeah, you still have your 20 shift.
Oh, okay. Then that would have been a 19 partial success.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
wait. It doesn't work that way, does it?
Okay.
It would have been a success.
Yeah, yours would have been a success. You're a fear. Wow, holy shit, 95 failure. Okay, again, in this system, failure doesn't always mean that you don't succeed. Sometimes it just means there are other consequences. So I think I'm going to leave it up to... You're both going to get the same message, actually, and I want you both to tell me how you're interpreting it, or, you know, how it arrives, or whatever the case may be. And I love the idea that it comes at the same time for us watching, you know, or listening. It would be their voices in the audio saying the exact same thing. Which, Vega, can you remember what exactly you said just now, 10 seconds ago?
What if they can track us outside of this place?
They absolutely can track you outside of this place if you go back. But there are other places you can go where they cannot track you. So...
And the way I experience this is myself whispering in my own ear.
Yes. So don't go back to where you came from, or whatever you think you would say to yourself. And then, apprentice, I want to know what you think you would say to yourself. It's be like, instead of going right, you're going left, kind of thing. Like there are ways to hide where they can't track you.
On the failure, as in the worst possible way, or regardless?
No. Don't think about that at all. I've already counted for your failure. You're going to get the same message. You succeed. So however you would give yourself this message.
It would be the same thing. I think probably the same. It would be the same sentence. Don't go back on yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay then.
I think at that moment I opened my eyes from my divination and say the first thing I can infer, which is the exit is here.
We can't go back.
Yes.
We can't go back.
we
There
must
is no
go
back.
What do you mean?
We can only go forward. Here.
What do you mean? We can't go back home?
Why not?
Whatever we've started, whatever we have done, or whatever has been done to us is already in motion. Well, if you think we're being tracked by something here that wishes us harm, it's not going to end if we're out of this place. There is no way back.
So
It's not
what are
gonna
you
solve
petitioning
anything.
from? That we pursue them? We stay in the forest, live here like hermits?
No. I think we have to embrace. We have to embrace what we found here and use it.
Use it.
The dread magic. We should stop looking for an exit. There isn't an exit, because there isn't an escape. Because we can't escape from whatever is happening.
So
what do we do?
What are you running from?
I pull out my sword. And this is where I would like to do my crazy, insane thing.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's a good idea, and I know that Arafir has been telling us not to do spells, but I push my
Fuck
sword
him,
into
right?
the ground.
Every single one of you, I think, so far has done a spell after he told you not to. All right, go on.
I haven't, as we'll point
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I push my sword into the ground, and I want to see if it's possible to feel what dread magic is through the earth, through my sword. Like, can I feel it? Is it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and
Is
roll
it
for
like
it.
an energy?
Well, you're about to find out, I think. You're gonna try.
like a dowsing rod or a tuning fork.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do arcane knowledge?
Yeah, you can do that if you like.
Okay.
Partial success. Try again. There's no earth here. So as you plunge your sword into the earth and you hear the crunch, you are...
There's no earth here.
Yeah. That
There's
is
no
what we
earth
feel.
here.
Yep.
I say that out loud. It's an illusion that's not an illusion. There is no earth here. We are... Can we just move through it then?
But not back from where we came. But
Move
where
through
does
what?
it end?
There isn't an end.
Can
There is no
can we
beginning.
not just...
There is no end. There is no earth.
Then we're not even here. We're not here. We're not in a
If we're
forest.
not here, then there is no forest.
Correct.
What is our goal? Are we trying to leave whatever this space realm is?
We have two goals. We need to make it woundward without being tracked.
And from what you said, the only way not to be tracked is to use dread magic.
Perhaps.
And wherever this is. If Arafir is right, it isn't. It isn't what we know, it isn't what we're used to, but we can't be tracked here. If we use dread magic.
But are there
Which
other
means
spaces?
We can use this to lose them.
You mean return here whenever we want?
No, more like... like a fox running into a forest. Our pursuers cannot chase us, for they are on horseback, as we understand them. We can lose them in this underbrush.
I sit down.
Ooh, why? What are you doing?
Because we're all trying to figure out what this is. And I feel conflicted, but I sit down and I close my eyes.
Uh-huh.
I don't use any magic. I just think to myself, I wish we were all at the Gilded Hare.
Fuck off. Fuck off. All right, go ahead and roll for it. Holy shit.
$49.
That's a success. Did you do a shift at all?
I did not, no.
You mother... You're at the Gilded Hare. Now, I need you to roll me a 1d8, Titus. Fucking Christ.
Is it just Titus?
No, it's all of you,
we.
because he said we.
Oh,
yeah, so it's
yeah.
all of you. Yeah. 6. Okay. Everything is as you remember it. Did you go inside? I don't think you did, actually.
It was
Then you...
Vega, Jude,
Yeah.
and Leah?
Yeah.
So for those of you that were at the Gilded Hare previously, everything seems to be the same as the last time you were here. For those of you who did not, you are in some sort of weird tavern. There are weird steins that you haven't seen before. They're like made of glass, tall. There are patrons that you don't recognize. Elves. Some of you have never seen elves before. Some of them are wearing the strange clothes, have weird attachments around their waist. It's just absolutely foreign to you. But you are here. This is where you are. What do you do?
I actually suspect last time I failed my roll to remember anything here, so I don't remember it either.
Oh, go ahead and roll divination for me, actually. No shift at all. Oh my god! You remember everything in a flood of fucking memory that just comes as soon as you smell.
This is horrific.
As soon as you smell this place, you're like, oh shit, and then everything just comes flooding back to you. Fucking what?
Shit, what drink did I order last time?
It appears before you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was hoping that would work.
What did you do?
I wished we were at the Gilded Hare.
The Gilded Hare.
It's all connected. How?
I'm not sure if it's connected. But from
Has
what
to be.
you guys were rambling about and the overall confusion, I figured a half-brained idea might work.
So
I didn't use any
is
magic.
this-
I just wished.
Go on. Jude.
But if we aren't supposed to go back, what's outside the door?
The village now?
Which?
Perhaps it's only the village because that's what we're expecting.
So who's the village then?
How far the Dreadwood is right now. I at some point felt comfortable at home, like a direct source of dread magic from the wood. Where I am now, do I still feel that direct source? Do I still feel that sense of unfamiliar home?
Go ahead and roll for me your magic. What is everybody else thinking while he does this?
Is this the wood?
Is this the wood? That's such a good question. Go ahead and roll
100%
divination. Yep.
convinced that they are tracking us again.
Go ahead and roll. Oh my god, Raz got a 7.
Here's a question. Do I have a shift?
Yes. Y'all have a 20 shift while you're in here.
Huh. God damn it.
Ah, you're using that good old dread. Okay, so actually, you can... Oh, I love that this is what happens. You go to use it, and you can't. And you feel that you're not in that space anymore, and it's suddenly, like, very abruptly blocked from you. You can try again if you'd like.
No.
Okay. Razaroth, you were just sensing if you feel kind of like the dread around you, right?
Yes.
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. And is it to the extent where I probably couldn't pull from it either to cast?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
There are rules to this place. Remember?
Oh, yes.
One
Oh,
in...
Remember? You've been here before.
Yes.
Yes.
Vega, why didn't you tell me?
Because I couldn't remember. But now I do.
This
Where are
place has powers, has rules of its own. I think the last time we were here, we sort of surmised it was an entity. Are you feeling thirsty, Mage?
I suppose so.
Does a drink spawn in front of him?
Yes.
What
Now,
is it?
I have to be very specific for you, apprentice. This is not maybe what you would consider to be your favorite drink, but it is the drink you need right now.
Water.
Perfect. Don't
The
drink the
rules.
water. Sorry.
I drink it immediately.
Yeah, no. I was just making a joke. Nobody read into that, please.
I'm reading into it.
Oh.
I mean, somebody's been putting things into golden objects already. And now we've got wishes. So I'm going to read into it.
Okay.
If they're tracking us and they can track us at home, can we leave? We can't stay here forever.
Can we leave the same way we came in?
I look towards the back of the inn where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same?
It's the same as when you were last here. Yep. So there are
It
like
appears
those
that-
secret rooms and stuff. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It appears it's the same place.
Are the patrons the same as I remember?
No, they're different.
Here's my question. This place looks, and I'm saying this out loud to my friends around our table. I'm assuming that we just kind of appeared around a table,
That's
just
right.
the right size for
Yep.
our team.
That's exactly right.
The last
I
time
sit
we were
down next to
here,
them as well.
with the elf, and it's come back to me that here's a place unlike any other where people from all around, I don't just mean Din, come to congregate, but they're protected. Well, it's like an inn, isn't it? Or tavern. Maybe they have rooms for us. Maybe we could use here as a base, a place to hide.
Yes, but after we're done hiding, what's the plan? Do we leave? And if we leave,
We've
where
been
do
so
we
concerned about
step
plans
out
this
of?
entire time. I figured that we could use a breather, and if a shot in the dark worked, it worked, right?
It did.
Maybe we could rest.
That's what I was thinking. It also proves a hypothesis I had. You all were saying we couldn't leave there. That's what you felt, right? We're here.
I think just before we did, it felt as if we could have left at any time.
I didn't say we couldn't leave, I said we couldn't go back. But this isn't back.
Oh.
Are you sure?
I feel like this place exists not in time, not in a place. We are... It's like that place that you took me to for training, Arafir. But what was the rule? Only one in? And the elf was worried only one at a time. And the elf was worried about 2 versions of Leah being here. That doesn't necessarily mean we're safe, is what I'm saying.
The door opens when she says that and someone else walks in. You cannot see what is behind them. Like if you were to try to peek out and see what, the landscape looks like behind them, you cannot. You only see that they enter. Probably somebody that looks a little bit like Han Solo. Just for shits.
Do they acknowledge us all?
Nope.
I'm gonna constantly try to reach out. Almost like every 3 seconds, like a radar, trying to reach out to see if I can get a connection with that dread magic.
You cannot.
Nothing still?
Yeah, nothing. Can have you roll for it for the illusion, but she said it now. There's no magic here. It's all cut off.
Yeah.
Well, Arafir, welcome to the... What was it? The Gilded Hair? It only appeared to us when we really looked for it. I think.
The elf showed us the way, but I forget exactly how it opened.
But there's something strange about it.
I begin taking off my armor and dropping it to the floor next to me.
Okay.
There's no other way to describe this person I saw. They looked like something straight out of the fairy tales. Long ears, long auburn hair. Oh yes. You weren't there, were you? Your other was. Well, they came from here. They led us here. We spooked them and they ran off towards the direction of wherever this was at the time.
But this place is strange. If you leave out of the door, you don't necessarily remember anything about it. That's why I couldn't tell you anything, Arafir. I didn't know until I came here again, and now I remember everything. Why?
I wonder if that's a rule per se, or if that's just something that happened to us because we're new patrons or something. I don't know.
If I remember correctly.
The other rule?
Vega.
No business in the tavern or something?
I forget.
Yeah, a neutral space. Well, I for one hate it.
Hate it? Why?
Why? I've never been more vulnerable.
A menu will appear, but it's not a menu, it's the rules.
No magic, no brawls, no hunting. Only one at once. No trading. That was it. No trading. No trading.
What do they mean by only one at once?
Well,
there are more of us.
Go on.
Like there are 2 Razroths. Both of you can't be here at the same time. That's what I understand. If I remember correctly, we left and... I mean, the information that we learned the last time that we were here. Everything was different after. Somehow.
The menus disappear.
was one thing that I remember from this place. There was no patron. If you said something, like your drink for instance, it would just appear.
Yes, but that would be going against one of the rules, wouldn't it?
What do you mean?
No magic.
It's not your magic.
Specifically, only I am not allowed to cast magic.
It's not my magic either.
Well, then what is the definition of magic?
I suppose
Does
it's
everything
just...
exist all at once?
Maybe patrons aren't allowed to, but wherever this place is...
Is this Blackbird's doing? Is there any...
No. He's been through here, though. Yeah, no.
He's been through here?
Yep.
How do I know that?
I'm telling you. You just know.
How do I know?
You ask and the answer is delivered to you.
No, bullshit. How do I know?
You ask and the answer is delivered to you.
Casting a spell, what happens?
Nothing. You can't use magic in this space.
I'm walking towards the door.
Okay.
Erefir!
I don't know if that's wise.
And follow.
Rufir.
That's not wise. And making a wish, appearing in this place where you have no control. How is this any different than the forest? Than the place that you were trapped in? The place in between?
Because in here I don't feel like I did out there.
Do you sense the dread that you called it?
I sense nothing.
And that's worse to you?
At best, this place is simply using the same rules as the others. At worst, it's a trick, and we are being misled once again. Except this time it's shiny and friendly appearing.
And say you step
We
down.
don't know. Wrong about it. I think for once.
You are all
Listen,
free to
if
trust
you
your
leave-
instincts.
We should leave with him if he leaves. There's no guarantee. I get up.
I get up as well. I've been behind the roof here.
You're being awfully stubborn, mage.
Perhaps.
I stop trying to take my armor off and start putting it back on. It wasn't completely off because it's a lot, but yeah. And I am also leaving.
I lean back in my chair a little bit and look at Rufir and say, I've never known you to walk away from a riddle. And you're rather hasty to do so.
Are you a fool for being misled? Is a smart man a fool for misunderstanding? Is a trick a riddle?
So you're certain it's a trick then?
Everything is a trick.
If I can't use magic, can I still feel the magic in this place? Because it's not usually something I would cast to feel. It would just be...
Well, that is such a good question. And
How
I have
does
to,
divination work in that regard?
Yeah, I really have to. It won't work in that regard. Is all I can say to that.
What I'm trying to do is see if I can sense that little taste of Erefir's magic. That
No.
I know.
No, you cannot. There is something about this space that you are in. You know, obviously the drink's appearing before you, but it is not magic that you're used to interacting with, if magic is even the right word.
Does So in here we seem to be cut off from any source of magic.
Yeah.
Does this cutting off feel similar to how I felt with my other source of magic being cut off?
No, it's
Dreadwood?
just. I'd actually go so far as to say you feel quite safe in here. There's no threat to your safety in here. And I think you can feel that the cutoff is just something's blocking it temporarily. You know, it's not missing from you, but it's there, but you just can't grab it and use it. Yeah.
Well, I suppose it might be worth the test, right? If we leave, could we get back?
Of course.
You left once.
There's no point hedging our bets on this place if when we leave with Erefir we can never come back again.
Why do we need this place?
For the same reason we could not return home. As you said, we were being watched, we were being monitored, there's no way out. Only forwards. This seems outside of that.
We're only human. We still need places to rest. Erefir.
I share your apprehension, I really do. For once, I think that's the only thing I share with you at all. It's a lot to put your trust in a place like this. But I do see sense in what you're doing.
There is no saying where we will step out into. Perhaps then, if you think you need rest, rest.
And how about this? Titus!
Yeah?
You've earned your rest, I think. How about you stay here and keep our table warm? And we'll do a quick experiment. That's what you two do, right? Experiment.
We never leave Titus behind again.
Yeah, of all people,
We
please,
can't leave
Titus.
him there.
I'm not letting Titus out of my sight.
We go together.
Also, it
If
was
we can't
Titus
come
that
back
brought
to
us
the
here.
Well, that proves one thing, though. You're all still the same people.
More or less.
Let us just rest. Then the slow way. And then we will all leave together, regardless of where it takes us.
A deal.
Slow way has its merits.
You all feel incredibly rested, by the way. Who had a drink?
Oh,
Erefir.
Everybody who had a drink, you feel bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, completely rejuvenated. You needed
Even
to...
that tiredness we felt after
Yep.
Leah.
Yep. All of it's gone.
I
do you think they have beds?
summon.
Do you think they have food? Is that what you said, Jude?
Beds, actually. I'm quite
Oh.
tired.
Yeah, beds would be splendid as well.
I summon water.
Yep.
In front of me.
Yeah.
How do I feel looking at a glass of water that I assume I haven't looked at?
I was going to say, it's up to you, because you haven't seen a glass of water in a very long time.
I think I stare down at it. And you can interrupt me if I can't say this,
Say whatever you like.
narrator, but I turn to Rufia and say, I haven't drank water in months. How haven't I drank water in months?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Have any of you?
And as soon as he says that, you guys realize, holy shit, I haven't had water. I haven't had a glass of water. How am I still alive?
No.
I want water now.
Yep, the water appears before you. And the moment you drink it, you feel completely rejuvenated and refreshed. You had to run a triathlon tomorrow, you could do it. Or right now, you could do it.
I hate this. How much have we forgotten? How much do we know that it's just not there right now? Ah!
Well, that makes no sense. Can you explain that, mage? Magic something? Depth magic. We don't need to drink because the need was taken away with the drought.
Guess is as good as mine. Without my own magic, there's no concrete way for me to answer that.
But how have we even survived? Everybody else died.
Maybe Razrod's magic only touched some of us.
Maybe.
No.
Because we're not the only ones. There are still people in Din alive who haven't drank water for months.
So why did they get to live and everyone else had to die? Who gets to choose that? Who decided?
I don't know about anyone else, but maybe everyone else is. Maybe we're part of the debt. Our lives, continued living, is part of the debt.
Maybe.
Or.
I mean, magic is only as strong as the caster, no? The only thing I can think of is that those who didn't survive just weren't lucky enough to be within the scope of Razrod's magic when he cast it.
Or it was predetermined.
Perhaps an insane squirrel cast a spell by pure chance. This guesswork will get us nowhere.
I feel markedly better after having this water. Does anyone else feel? I feel like I slept a week.
I'm on my third pint. Yes.
Yes, I do feel quite well, but I'm still wondering, do they have food? And I kind of look around for a waiter.
Nothing appears before you. No waiter appears before you. But I will take this moment to remind everyone that as you glance around the room, there are other people at other tables, and they are clearly talking, engaging in, drink, but there is no sound that escapes their table. It's almost as if each table is a pocket itself of privacy. So you can assume that nothing that you are saying is leaving the edge of your table either.
Is anyone eating?
No one is eating. There's no food.
Or are they all silhouettes? Okay.
Yep, just drinking. No, there's no silhouettes. You can clearly see people, but you can't hear them if they're at their table.
Does it smell like a tavern? Din taverns have always had their
That is such a good question. I need you to roll for me. Go ahead and roll divination is the best we got. Just to be clear. Yeah, just to be clear, this isn't you casting magic. I just need a roll.
No, it's me just sniffing magic, is it?
Oh.
A 99 doubles failure.
Oh.
Okay. I know exactly. And you're going to have to translate this.
Okay.
And you're going to have to do your best. This smells like home a little bit somehow, but not where you grew up. Familiar, comforting. A smell you have not encountered in a very, very, very long time.
It's nostalgic, really. I can't place it. There's something else to this place.
Well, that's definitely an understatement.
I propose.
Don't you feel it?
That if everyone is feeling well again. I personally feel like I've had quite enough rest now. Do we want to try? We want
Can
to
I
see.
ask why the urgency? If home isn't there anymore, then why are we leaving so soon?
But what if it is there?
It's not that home isn't there, it's just we can't go back.
So we must decide before we leave. Where are we going?
We already went back.
If we can't go to our realm as we know it,
Why
and
can't
we're
we
going
go to our
forward.
realm? Those words, that magic, other forms of me that the Razros you came across, they used that magic, maybe even the wood itself, to travel between realms. Why can we not travel between our own? Instead of finding the exit, why don't we bring the exit to us?
We don't need an exit, that's like exactly the point, right? We're not looking to escape.
We just want to see what's outside the door. The door that's already here.
I think what Erafir mentioned before was the need for cover. These beings that wish us harm, that wish everything harm, they could see us. But not now. But also, what if there are other places like this, similar to where we're from, where they can't do the same thing?
And maybe they have something in common that we can use to find them. Or a link or something. You do your threads thing, right, Razroth?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I can't do anything here, though. Everything
No.
is cut off here.
But maybe when we're outside, you could. Assuming you remember, which you might not remember. So how do we make you remember?
So, will I forget everything that happened, or everything that happened in here? I don't understand the rules of this place.
You might forget every single thing we've spoken about in here, everything we've done. I did. But you might not, because the way we came in here we didn't come through the door. And maybe it's something to do with coming through the door that makes you forget.
I propose we stay here for a while. Get our bearings. Maybe talk to some of these fine other folk. And relax for a minute. Just a moment.
I look kind of suspiciously at Titus.
Why the scowl?
I suspect whatever place this is a place that's out of time. Certainly out of whatever we know to be the world we live in, but there's only a suspicion and we don't know that. We're on a time limit here.
Are we?
Are there
Yeah.
timepieces in Din?
Sorry, what?
Are there timepieces in Din?
Sure. You mean like watches and stuff, right?
Something like that,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I think
Hourglasses.
you and I freaked out over different sundials and calendars at one point.
Calendars,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So absolutely there is.
We wouldn't happen to have any one of them on us, would we?
Sure, why not? If anybody would have had one, sure, absolutely.
I thought Jude would have had one.
I feel like Jude would have had one. I feel like
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, anybody that would have one
Cook.
can pull it out and look
I
at
don't
it.
think I would.
Okay. How are you telling time? Is it like a traditional watch, maybe?
So I was going to posit that, like, they have ways of telling time with, I don't know, like a sundial or
Yeah.
sunstone or whatever.
I like the idea of the sundial, but the issue with that is that there are long periods, long stretches of darkness, but that actually technically is not normal. So I think...
And it wouldn't work in here. So
Right.
I was thinking instead of all our group, who Who would be the most likely person during downtime to cook?
Vega.
Yeah,
Vega.
that's right.
I've always cooked.
Vega, could I borrow your hourglass? You know, the one you use for timing eggs.
Okay, but I never figured out exactly how long it was. It was just kind of the egg timer. You know, just always
Right.
make perfect eggs.
As soon
Right.
as you pull it out to set it down, it will not move.
I think
Like
that
the
answers
sand
your
doesn't
question.
Sand does not move, no.
Well, that's
it's never
useless.
done that
I was supposed
before,
to cook
has it?
eggs now.
That's not the point. You say we're on a time limit.
I also hypothesize
But
that this place is out of
From
time.
my brief understanding of all this, we are trying to read from rules that do not exist or how we once perceived them. Just because you believe that we might be on a time limit does not mean that time affects this place the same. Do you understand what
I
I'm
know.
saying?
That's what I told you, Titus. That's what I said to you. But I don't trust that you're not trying to stall for some reason. That homunculus had a soul. And you keep running off on your own. I don't know you very well, to be quite honest. The best I know of you is from Astrea, and I don't think she's going to be defending you anytime soon.
I know him. I know him quite well. Why are you stalling, Titus?
Plethora of reasons. I'm sure you've noticed, but the last couple weeks have not been easy on me or anyone. I have not felt like there wasn't a set of eyes on the back of my head in weeks. Ever since we got to that dreaded wood. So please do pardon me if I wish for a moment of bliss with my friends.
Do you suppose our enemy conforms to your rules of time?
No, I
This
don't.
place's rules of time?
To be honest, my hunch is based off your reaction, which makes me want to stay here longer. I've never seen you act like you did today. And that startles me beyond any means. But you cannot tell me that you do not feel better in this place. And if that is a trick, fine. Because I don't know if you noticed, but in that wood we were standing in a circle, squabbling at each other like pigeons. And that's if we just forget everything that happened last time, right? So I say we take a moment and we figure things out. And if things start to go bad, we try to run out that door.
Surprised to hear you say that if it's a trick, then you've been in tricks before. Comfortable ones, safe ones. And now I'm not saying that this place doesn't feel good to be in. And rest is important. But if I've learned anything from being in that wood, or even leaving it, it's that we have to move forward. That's what we've done this whole time. And I know it's led us into strange, dangerous places. But it's also led us to each other. It's led us to answers. And meanwhile, we're here. And who knows if our other could walk in? What happens then?
They can't, can they? It's against the rules.
Whose rule is that, and how is it enforced?
Does
they
it mean
walk
they
in?
can't come in?
I'm not sure.
I'm
How are we
just-
to know?
Exactly.
All right, so
I
let's
guess
go
I'm
with
just
your
saying
string then. We walk out that door and we're back in the wood. Then what? Huh?
then you can wish us right back here, evidently.
Can I? We don't know that. But I do know what that place did to every single one of us.
We don't know that we're going to end up in the wood, Titus.
And we don't know that we're not going to end up somewhere worse, Jude.
So you want to stay here forever?
No, not forever.
For how long then, Titus? Because from looking at all of you, just the drink alone has refreshed you to the point you look like you slept peacefully.
Perhaps
So
physically.
if rest is your hang-up, you've all had it.
Once again, Razroth, perhaps
a vo-
physically, but look at him. Not mentally.
Avoiding
wish to
the
go, I
thing
will
does
follow.
not.
But I think it wise to talk everything we possibly can out while we have room to breathe, which is not something we had in there. We already failed once. I'd really like us to not fail again.
I suppose my concern, however, is that we can talk things out to a point. We cannot plan or talk for things that we don't know about. We don't know what is outside the door. We could posit any sort of insane thing. Perhaps outside the door is just sky. Perhaps outside the door is the ocean. Perhaps outside the door is a bird's nest.
Titus wished us here, but who granted that wish?
That is a question I've been wondering as well.
Well, either way you look at it, and I walk back to the table, sit down, I think it's already been made clear. You all said you weren't leaving without him. So, we're stuck here with him until he's rested.
The good
And
king
another
is
drink
correct.
spawns on my table.
I sit down on the opposite side to Lear and spawn a drink as well.
Cheers.
I take a seat next to Titus and I push away my glass of water.
You're going to deny yourself the drink? Oh, wow.
Yes.
You didn't have the other one either then. So you're the only one that's feeling
No.
tired and not refreshed. Oh. Lear, will you roll me a D100, please? Flat. It's
A
fine.
D100 flat.
Mm-hmm.
This drink better not be flat. 73.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
So what do we
Let
do?
us
Possible
relax.
not.
For now.
For now.
When the time comes, the sufficient amount of time, I would like to try one experiment.
Oh yeah? And what might that be?
And is there any way I can help?
No, it is quite simple. I wonder how many tables there are in this place.
Can we see from wall to wall, or does it get dark as you look deeper into this place?
I
have
begin
a-
counting.
I have a map. Please hold. I will get it for you.
You know, there's something else I was thinking about.
Oh?
Time. The experience of time being stopped. We're assuming that time is moving at the same rate as it normally does to our perception outside the door. But what if it was moving slower? Or what if it was moving infinitely faster?
Jude, roll divination for me, please. 20 shift. Don't forget while you're in here.
I certainly
Again.
hope it's not running infinitely faster.
Clarifying, no
magic.
Yeah, no magic is happening. I'm just using this as a partial success. I think the
Narrator,
best...
if I may ask you something,
Yeah.
because it's very pertinent.
Yeah,
Astray and I
absolutely.
remember
Uh-huh.
the interaction of them coming out,
Yes.
and we didn't forget that. I just
Right.
want to make sure that's canon before I go off that thought.
Yep, that's right. Yes, as you are... I'm going to drop it in our Discord, and then I'll switch over for everybody else for the audience to see it. That is correct. But Jude, I think the best way for me to describe that is what you're experiencing as you start describing this. If time is moving faster, I need to somehow describe how you would feel inside of like the Doppler effect, but I can't describe that to you because you don't know what that is. So I think it's just kind of like you have a moment where you feel kind of like you're potentially maybe, like in what's the fair ride where you're just kind of like the gravity one, right? Where you're like stuck and you're pinned up against. That's exactly that's exactly what it feels like for a second, where you just kind of feel that like tightness in your stomach and almost like it's being pinned to the back of a wall just for a second while you're talking about time moving infinitely faster. It's not a Ferris wheel. It's like the gravitron where you're kind of like pinned up against because everything's moving so quick.
Yeah.
And maybe a sinking feeling. There you are. That is the gilded hair. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tables in here. 12 if you include the back room private tables.
And how many are occupied?
All of them. The back tables are empty, however.
That is a fair point, Jude. The hourglass you brought out, Vega. For all we know, that's telling how time flows here, not out there.
Well, last time we were here, Astray and I waited outside. And you said that hours had passed. And for Ray and I, it was mere moments.
So as far as I'm concerned, we're an uncooked egg away then.
God, I'd love an egg right now.
Same.
I don't know if that's the case everywhere then.
That's what I mean, right? And then...
I feel
What do you feel? Jude.
As I was thinking about it, it did feel as though I was on a bucking horse. Wouldn't listen. Kept running too fast. I know that it's... anyway, I'm sorry, but
No. That's, I think, at the very least, insightful. This place is clearly sensitive to our thoughts. I mean, and our gesture to the drinks that have been appearing in front of everyone. Maybe the only reason why time did stay still outside, or in comparison, was because we were hoping it would. We wanted it to.
Do we still have the homunculus soul orb?
Yes.
In here?
Mm-hmm.
what does it look like?
Same as usual.
That orb is Titus. And then this is also Titus.
And I look towards Titus's mind orb. I suppose that's also Titus too then.
It's the same orb. Oh, no, you're talking about yours, right, Vega?
I was mentioning the homunculus orb.
Yep, okay. Yep.
Because Vega has the blood orb and Titus made an orb similar to that, but it has wrinkles of a brain or whatever because
and that's
it's from
the
his
homunculus orb. Hers is the blood orb, right? Just to make sure that we're talking about the same thing.
She has blood, I have memory.
What I want to refer to is actually the soul. Where did the soul go from the homunculus again? I saw Resroth do something.
Into my sword.
Into his sword.
Yes.
Does he have his sword in here?
No.
Wait, only one. At a time.
Do I have my sword in here?
I don't think so.
So I would have So, one thing that I remember but I haven't really been saying out loud is the fact that Erefir duplicated my sword.
Yep.
This entire time I've had 2 copies of my sword, one which Erefir made, which I'm not touching because Erefir made, and then I have the one that has the stuff in it.
Yeah.
So they're both gone. I assume it's because...
No, you would have one that remains. Do you know how to tell the difference between the two?
Yes.
Okay.
The one
it's
that has been used.
Yeah, the one that's been used is not here at the moment.
The one with the soul in.
There's more than one soul in there. There's the other Razroth and the creature.
There's Lear.
Wait, hold on. Just want to clarify something.
Do I
Are
know
all weapons gone? Or just the ones that had souls in them?
Just the one that had souls in them.
So my sword is gone. And his sword is gone.
That's why I wanted to ask.
Oh, that went over my head. Why does her sword have a soul in it? Anyway. Alright. I hope it's safe to assume I'm gonna get that one back once we get out.
My
wonder if
blade
there's
is
a
also
way of-
gone. Is everyone else's blade gone?
I looked to where I usually store. I have my halberd, right? That's still with me. Yeah, I just raise it. I still have my weapon.
Astrea, what of yours?
She'd still have hers. Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, no, she'd still have hers.
What? Well, I suppose I hope my weapon appears at the same time as yours, Lear.
But why would yours be gone?
I don't know.
Why would mine be gone? Well, one at once, yes.
I was wondering if we can use that to safeguard this place against other versions of ourselves. If there's a way to take a piece of ourselves and leave it here. There's always
You mean
one
leave
of us
my
in here.
sword behind?
Maybe. But the...
Why would we want to do that? To stop other versions of ourselves from passing through here?
When we first came in here, we were hiding from a monstrous version of Lear. And the person, the elf who were calling it, spoke to, they were afraid that they were in here as well.
But wouldn't that bar a version of us that may also be running from monstrous versions of us from entering here?
Here's a thought. So, only one of my swords is here right now. So one at a time or one at once is still in effect. But if time itself is not flowing while we're here, how does that work? Would that not mean that we can come here whenever we want, and if whenever we come, nobody... I don't think we have to worry about it, personally. As long as we all come here at the same time, we run no risk of ever running into duplicates, be they good or evil.
I suppose the question is how much rights we want to give our duplicates to continue living their lives.
I don't see why they don't deserve the same as us, no?
Right.
The soul, Titus's soul, it is in the sword.
I believe so. We had that fight. And
Then the soul is a different one from our Titus.
The soul was the homunculus sword, right? Razroth? You did something at the end.
I'm not entirely sure what I did.
Soul stealer.
If it's souls that differentiate who can be there, it's not just you, it's your soul, right? I could cut off a finger and I could leave it here. And then someone else could probably still walk in. My finger doesn't contain my soul, no?
I don't think it's worth worrying about marking our territory like dogs in a place like this.
Oh, but I think it's an interesting question. Because then the question becomes, what makes us?
That's a bit much for me, drill instructor.
Is it possible that the World Eaters have been creating homunculi from souls on their way through? It was simply a different Titus.
They didn't create them, they just picked them up from somewhere else? Is that what you're saying?
No, the soul that they used was from an alternate world.
What if that's just what happens when you go to a world you don't belong in? You become like that homunculus.
Do we all share the same soul?
Second, third time that they have been set against us specifically along this journey.
Was that creature in the woods just now sent against us, or did it just happen upon Titus?
Or was
If
it
it did,
created
then
by
it did
something you
so.
did?
At the execution as well. And it did so. Did you not encounter one yourselves before this?
I did. Estrella. And I.
We did not know.
We dreamed about it though. Remember?
Yes.
So twice you have encountered the
I think the
homunculus once.
dream was all of that encounter, though. I recall their figures.
I feel we have a lot of, I suppose, pondering to do. I will see if there is anything I can do about getting us beds. And
We need-
I will
Right.
stand up and head to, I guess, anywhere where
So I have the...
I frankly don't know. I go to the back rooms.
Yeah,
the-
so I have put
yeah.
the map in the Discord. From what you can see, there's like an area for the bar. There are those like secret booth rooms, but you can see into them. They're just tables, and you know, there's maybe a candle that you can see. But other than that, there does not look to be anywhere for you to go. There are two staircases, like kind of towards maybe where the windows would be for this place, as you can see. But when you look up them, there's nothing. It's like it just stops. Like it's just black. Like there's just no space up there. Or you just can't see. Similar to when the door opened. You can't see up that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think in that case, I'll still walk up the stairs.
Sure.
And
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me. Roll body constitution, something like that.
Okay. I think that'll be like general athletics then.
Sure, yeah,
Really
that'll work.
closest. Partial success.
So you walk up the stairs, and you start to feel Like, you go well into the darkness, and there is nothing that you can see or hear. All sound stops. And you're walking up the stairs for quite a bit before you start to get pretty nauseous. And then you suddenly are out of the stairs, and you're walking down the other staircase.
Razroth, they said no magic.
I quite literally cannot use magic here. It's less of a rule and more of a direct restriction. I walked up those stairs and came down these ones. But I don't remember changing direction. I kept walking forward.
I guess we could chalk that to being another mystery of the Gilded Hair then.
Yeah. Well, I guess beds aren't an option. I don't seem to be able to find anywhere where we can sleep. This is it.
With everyone's permission, perhaps I could try my experiment.
And what would that be?
I'm curious about this place just as much as you all are. I suspect that the proprietor simply has a supreme understanding of that which we have only just begun to explore. But I was curious about testing the powers of this place against that of our enemies.
In what way?
We speak their names.
You want to try and bring them forth here?
I want to see what happens, yes. It will answer two questions for me. One, whether their powers match or are greater than that of this place. And two, well, perhaps this is their place.
I suppose we won't know if we're truly safe unless you do. But that is the ultimate test. Mage.
Either that or we walk out the door.
All in favor of the mage's mad test?
I mean, from what I'm getting from Ruth here, if you do say their name and they appear, then we will never safe here. So I don't think it will change much of our situation at all. It will just make it clearer for us, so...
Well,
yes.
It's possible they are simply able to follow us by using their names, locate us. But if we are truly shielded in this place, then they won't. If it does summon them here, and they are weaker than this place, then they will be forced to be sat across from us at a table where we can pick their brains without them having any level of power over us.
It's
what
crazy
if it
enough to
calls
work.
them to outside the door, and when we leave, they're right there waiting for us?
I don't believe it will.
You don't believe
First,
it
I was
will?
appalled by this thought, but I can feel it.
If outside is
just feel
never
it.
truly in the same place at once, Jude, then they'd be waiting outside somewhere else that may not be where we are.
Do what you will.
It is somewhat of a gamble. And at the moment, I suspect they have no idea where we are and how they managed to lose us in their forest. So we may end up sacrificing one advantage. Perhaps the first advantage we've had so far.
Whose names are you looking to speak?
The two.
I only have 2 of 3.
Maybe just one of them?
No. That would be a foolish test.
Go all in.
Well, perhaps it is only one of them that is able to track us at all. We don't know. It has to be all 3. We know that of the 2 names that we speak, they are very easily able to locate us when we utter their names.
I only know the two. Who's the third?
I don't know, but there is a third.
I see. Well, drill instructor, I appreciate your counsel and your concern. This harebrained scheme, I don't like. But if we don't try this, then we were never truly safe. This at least gives us hope.
As you wish, my king.
I'm good with hope. I sit back and sip another drink.
We're not in Din anymore, Jude.
You are still king. And I don't have a sword. So, let's get to it.
Mage?
If we are all in agreement, then let us test the powers of the Gilded Hare against that of Laz, Ulrich, and the other.
What happens?
Let's have a drink, shall we? And a mug spawns in my hand. To Laz, Ulrich, and the other.
Why do you like tempting fate so much?
Well, the experiment is not yet quite complete, I'm afraid. We do have to walk outside and confirm.
Not just yet, right? Still have my drink. I mean, I looked at everybody else. Now?
No, I agree. I think we have more time. And I think if I believe hard enough, I'll get food eventually. Just you wait.
Eggs!
Do not appear.
Wishful thinking.
I'm tempted to say a fucking whiskey sour when they do egg whites appears before you, but it's...
I was going to
Yep.
say
Yeah.
a classic
That's
Din Amaretto sour.
probably the closest you can get. Drink only.
How about now?
Do you mean to leave now? We'll say their names now.
Leave now.
To leave, yes.
To where?
Whatever
Hear me
lies
out.
outside that door.
Are we just going to trust the door, or are we going to leave the way we came in? Envision a
Well-
place and then leave.
What happens if we think about where we want to end up as we leave? We can test this as well.
We'll
Perhaps
all
the only
have to
reason
agree
we...
on the same place.
Where else is safe?
Safety is an illusion. Let's face it.
If there is no magic in this place, how do you suspect that we will be able to leave any other way than the door?
Well, the same way we got the drinks. I'm not saying that we use our own powers to leave, but if we could ask the patron to at least valet us to where we need to go, that would be nice, no?
You're assuming that a wish is magical by any means. He got in here because he wished us in here.
Right.
We're
door
also
opens.
assuming that we have an...
When you
Oh.
say, will the patron valet us?
Well, that seems like a good sign. No?
He cannot see what's on the other side of the door.
Where does the person who comes through go to sit? All the tables are
No
full.
one
right?
comes through. The door is just
Oh.
opened. When he says valet us.
I guess our
Should we
valet
trust the
awaits.
patron?
Razroth stands up and turns to everyone. So we're leaving?
Finally. I stand up.
No
I
reason to
suppose
stay.
so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Titus. I tried to bide you as much time as possible.
Didn't go unnoticed. Thanks. I stand to leave as well.
And I'll lead the way.
Wait,
Yeah, who's walking out first? Raz?
I will, yes.
I'm right behind.
What are you thinking about as you walk out the door?
Me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name when I had where Red Razroth, I can't remember the location itself, but I have memories of Red Razroth coming to everyone's aid when the dread creature thing attacked everyone. I'm trying to bring us to that space again.
Back into the old wood.
Not into the
Was that in
woods.
the old wood?
No, it
wasn't
was the
in
village. By the tree.
wood. Yeah.
Outside the original door to the Gilded Hair. That's where we encountered the first creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
When the names were spoken and time stopped.
Right. Okay.
It was in Din.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll for me, Raz. Your magic, please. No shift.
No shift. Okay. 59 partial.
So if you were to describe where you're going in one sentence, what is your thought as you're walking through the door? Or are you just holding that image in your head?
Yes, I think I'm holding that image, and I think the tree with the chains around it, is that just part of the map, or is that actually there?
That was actually there.
That was actually there.
Yep, that's
Okay.
right. Are you
I think
imagining
that
that?
would be what? Yeah, I think I'd be imagining that. That's like a odd characteristic, a landmark. So I'd probably be focusing on that.
You got a partial. Okay, roll one more time for me, and this is just a flat D100.
D100. Okay. 14.
Okay. What is everybody else thinking as they go through the door? And I need everybody else to roll me your conjuration, please. Just because.
Conjuration?
Again, yep. Again, no magic is happening here per se from you. I just need the roll.
Can I hold Titus before he walks through the door and let everyone else go first?
I
Sure.
don't have conjuration, just summoning? Is that what you mean by
Yeah,
conjuration?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm thinking
thinking
just the word. Go on, you first.
go on, no, you first.
I'm thinking the words follow Razroth.
Oh, nice. Clever.
I've allowed an idle thought to escape into my mind,
Yeah.
which is thinking about who owns this place and where they come from.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
84. Failure.
I'm thinking about staying with Lear.
Okay.
Staying together. I'm thinking like us all together is
Mhm.
essentially. No shift, right?
No shift. Is anybody holding hands before I ask? I know that the apprentice is holding on to Titus. Anybody else when they walk through? No, you're just walking through?
No.
I think Leo would
I
want
wanna
to
say
hold
yes
his
now.
lord's hands.
Yeah. Well, no,
Now.
I'm asking if you would have. Because, I mean, you're going through this unknown doorway. It's fine if you would have held hands. It's not a problem.
I think
did
it
when
would
you
have been
entered the
typical
wood.
for. Yeah, I think it would have been typical for just us three to be holding each other in some capacity. It's not the first time that we've done that.
Right.
Yeah.
We are quite pathetic.
So
The
you're
chain that was
thinking-
around us
Yes.
originally, is that still going on?
Yes, but I don't think you know.
Okay.
You can't see it. But so just to clarify, you're thinking follow Raz. You're thinking keep us all together. And Vega suddenly has a thought of who the fuck owns this place or runs this place.
Where
and
do they come from?
Where do they come from?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, now, Raz, we already covered what you were thinking of, which is the place just outside of the Gilded Hare in Hag's Hollow, or just outside of Hag's Hollow, with the chained tree, right? And you have a partial. You two, what are you thinking about? Apprentice, Titus, and do you walk through together or separate?
I grab him first,
Yeah.
and I'm holding the back of his clothing.
Okay.
And I pull him backwards, and I say, quite closely to his ear, "You seem afraid, my friend."
I don't think afraid's the right word.
I thought I knew fear too. And you said that you had never seen me the way you had seen me today, and you are right. There's a piece of me missing. That is not what causes me the fear. I have seen something now which I have never known such a deep dread. But once, a long time ago, a shaggy-haired man told me that once you expose yourself to the deepest fear, after that fear has no power, and the fear of freedom shrinks, vanishes, and you are free. And then I push him through the door, but I'm holding on to the back of his clothing as I do so.
Okay, so Titus, what goes through your mind after he says that to you and then pushes you through? Like, I just need to know what you're thinking about right after that. Yeah. He's yeah.
It's the cave.
Oh, okay, and I need your roll then.
Here before this, I'm thinking of I'm so proud of myself, and then food because I feel well, and then let's see.
Let's see. Okay,
Oh my God.
and Apprentice, go ahead and roll for me.
Okay, you don't need to know what I'm fearing. And I'm rolling what? Summoning?
Summoning, yes, and yes, I do need to know what you're thinking.
Did you say there was a shift on it?
Nope, no shift.
I'm thinking of the lake.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Is that the only success?
Yeah.
Dude, and it's an 8 as well.
It's an 8.
Bro.
We see them stepping through the door one at a time. We can't see anything on the other side of the door as they go into darkness. And then hello and welcome back. And we're all over each other, so we're just gonna do that again. Hello and welcome. Episode 2 of part 2.
Boys, you all keep dressing like that, and we're all gonna be all over each other. That's how delayed that was. No, it's how delayed that was after
What just happened.
that ending. Yeah.
That's so tense.
I don't know what to say now.
So wait, did they hear what PB said?
They did not hear what I said.
No.
Yeah, they just saw us losing our minds. Okay, yeah.
No, they didn't see anything.
They didn't see us.
No, they didn't see us losing our minds
it cut
either.
to
We
black.
just lost our
I
fucking
told
minds.
you what happened. They heard some things, but that was it. Yeah, they don't know what you know, so.
That's terrifying.
Oh,
I'm so happy.
Speak.
Oh my god.
I will say this though, it's the 8, man. The fucking. Yeah. All right, let's do shout outs. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Hi, I'm Drac or Draconics. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I'm streaming all over the place. Honestly, following me there is the best place to figure out what I'm doing at any given moment. I think the only thing I will shout out is that on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern over on Vana's channel, that's VANA, I'm in a Strixhaven campaign called Higher Education, where we are Strixhaven graduate students who are doing our thesis and trying to center godhood. And we've reached a very how to get away with murder part of our campaign, which has been really interesting. So if you're into that kind of stuff, check that out. We'll throw it over to Brad.
Hello.
I
was just messaging Johnny what I almost did. I almost said, do one thing every day that scares you, and then I was going to just kick him through the door by his bum. But then I realized that Eru said that he would never leave Titus alone again, so there's no way he wouldn't hold on to him going through the door in some way. And I figured it, Brad would have kicked Johnny through the door and said, do one thing every day that scares you. Eru would grab you and hit you with a Jim Morrison quote. Dude, this was amazing. This episode's so good. This second part of this, Attack on Titan season 4 part 3 part 2, is the best. I really enjoyed last week's thing because it was such a great connector to the first part, and now you've just set up a mind blow, the classic PB mind blow. And I wish you would have waited, you couldn't have waited 3 weeks to do something this awesome and make me feel like the worst GM ever, and now I have to run one. You know the rules. I hate having to run stuff when I'm in a PB campaign because it's just so shit compared. It kills me. So tune into Star Wars probably on the 17th, which I'll be running, and PB's in it, and it will be about 1/8 as good as this.
That's not true.
That's the promise that I will make. I'll do my best. Other than that, I play Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is the longest game ever, and I play it on my Twitch channel if you want to see me play that, with absolutely amazing commentary, epic fighting ability, and just the most attractive streamer that you could ever see at twitch.tv/Bradwaro.
Let me explain why that's so fucking funny. I won't, but Brad, goddamn it.
All right, what about Maya?
What about Maya?
Incredible.
Hi, my name is Meyer. You can find me at twitch.tv/Meyer, where I do a bunch of things. Most days now, I just kind of do gaming news, and then we move on to Star Citizen and maybe some variety stuff. It's a bit of a mess as we're trying to find a new routine, but yeah, you can check us out there. Otherwise, you can find me here every Tuesday, or at the same time on Wednesdays and Thursdays for Spellwind and Ashes of Eriador. That's me. The other Lear?
Hello. I think this might be my favorite episode yet, actually. It had a bit of everything, didn't it? It was delicious. I'm just sad that Faye wasn't here, because then it would have been even more delicious.
I'm so sorry.
PP, you can't laugh. What she says, I feel sad that
I'm
Faye
still
wasn't
laughing
here.
at Brad's joke. It was like 2 years in the making, man. I'm sorry. Holy shit. Okay. I'm all right.
She's fine. She's fine. I mean, it's fine. I'm terrified. When was the last time we heard that sound, by the way? Because we heard
When
it
you were
once
in
before.
the
Like,
It was in the Dreadwood, yeah.
Yeah, the previous episode.
I think I was trying to listen out or figure out where Titus was, and I heard the sirens and stuff to one side, Titus on the other.
ooh. Well then, you found me on twitch.tv/Leah doing a variety of things. But not tonight, because I'm being lazy tonight. Hey. Muggles!
Hello, I'm Murgles. I played Jude for you today. So today was insane. I mean, you guys know how I feel about things because you see me feel about the things. Wow. I'm streaming on my channel every day for like a daily coffee hour. If you want to come check me out, twitch.tv/Murgles. It's at 8 a.m. EST, so it's pretty early. And I work on my film for the first half hour, and then the second half hour we just chat and shoot the shit. And I'm also on Ashes of Eriador here on the channel on Thursdays, 4 p.m. EST. Thank you. And Johnny.
I feel like Mark Ruffalo right now when they're releasing a new thing on the Avengers, so I'm just gonna read from my notes so I don't fuck everything up. PB says, "Do you?" ? Blew me away. Today was when the Witch King of Angmar shows up at Minas Tirith, and Arufir is obviously Gandalf, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is bad." So it was really cool to see the party kind of react to that, and it was really fun to play off of. If the Nameless isn't a metal band, Brad, I'm gonna make that my next metal band. So thank you for that. He said the Nameless, and I wanted to interject so bad and be like, new band name, I call it.
Yeah, the Nameless ones is an old table story show.
Oh
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Which was run by Wank Steven. So go and look that up on YouTube.
I have another quote here that's very chicken scratch because I wrote it really fast. It says, "Sometimes I want to roll insight on PB." That's how I feel about this whole series in a nutshell. I'm Johnny Blams. If you want to see me play Pretend Cowboys, you can. I was going to stream after this. I don't know if I'm going to now because my body is like gyrating. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. PB, yeah.
Am I the next one? Is there anybody else that needs to go? No? Okay.
Has Leah been?
Yep.
I still, by the way, this whole episode, Leah has been a voice to me.
Yeah, same.
Okay. I thought you were
Same
going to say
sense. Not in this thing.
He is for us.
This whole episode, Leah's been Finn Walker to me.
And she's also Finn Wolfhard.
I was acting my ass off tonight. How dare you? Didn't say anything.
You've done really great in many different IPs like Stranger Things.
I love your band, actually. It's
Oh,
a
God.
I really like that new TikTok meme that you do where you click in the background.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
So, yeah, we're all done.
What am I doing? I have a trailer to show to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week. You can watch me playing through the Metal Gear series and crying a lot over it over on my channel, Pumpkinberry. But I'm gonna play this trailer for you, and you should probably stay for the end credits just this time. I never tell you to do that, but you should probably do that for this one. Okay, that's it. All right. Okay. Is this gonna work?
Brad?
Our heroes step out of the door. And on the other side is a place all have never been before, save for one. The streets are paved in concrete. Strange beasts stampede before them, made of metal. Bleats, beeps, and a blaring cacophony of sound is almost unbearably loud for them. Behind them flashes a neon pink sign for the Lucky Rabbit.